Yo guys, what is up? Italy Show here with part 4 of our 4-part series on the Pandemonium raid in Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. And today we'll be talking about Speros. He is the final boss of the Pandemonium raid on normal mode, so let's get into it. And before we start, I will like to say that this fight will probably be a multiple phase fight, because honestly, in my honest opinion, the way the fight is on normal, there's no way, to me, this fight is going to stay the same when it comes to Savage. So, pretty cool. You don't really have to shield. There's no raid one that comes out. I believe it's just Tank Buster. Let me turn the volume down some more. I had the volume cranked because, that music's just way too good. Way too good. So, the main thing about this fight is you want to learn how to recognize his Pixis attacks, whatever they're called. But the fight starts off with Tank Buster. On Savage, this will probably be involved, and you'll probably have to take swap afterwards. His main mechanic is throwing down his cape and revealing a special mechanic that comes with it. So you want to understand how these work as soon as possible. It's called Pod X. With electricity, you need to be in a far corner away from it. Because if you're right here, like anywhere right here, you're gonna die. Anywhere out here, you should be fine. Should be. Let's find out this dancer works. As long as you're on the outer edges of the arena, you should be fine when it comes to the electrical one. After that, he will cast a raid wide, shield, and heal as appropriate, as well as mitigate. Following that, he will do another setting the scene. This time it will be water. For water, you want to get to the middle of the arena because it's a knockback. And you want to set yourself up to where you're not getting knocked back this way, because if you enter this, you get a debuff. And when there's 4 of these around the arena, you want to set yourself up for a cardinal. That way you get knocked back and you're not hitting any of these holes because they all share a little debuff. On Savage, I think this mechanic the Pod X mechanic on Savage will possibly still work the same way, except there'll be a random order each time instead of what it is on normal, which is pretty predictable. After that, he'll do Hell Skewer. Basically, you just don't want to stand in front of the boss. It's a frontal cone. If you get hit by it, you get a vulnerability stack, and you almost get one shot. After that, he'll do a Tank Buster. Again, most likely on Savage, you will have to infold and take swap afterwards. After that, he'll do Setting the Scene. Instead of 1 this time, he does 3. And the way you want to identify these is for green is a spread. If you have fire, it's a stack. Electricity, you want to go to the outer edge of the arena, and water, you want to be in the middle. So this one's electricity first. You get to the outer edge of the arena, and the way you can tell it's going off is this will glow like you just saw, and it'll have a little, you can see it kind of spewing out of the hole. After that, he'll cast Hell Skewer. And then the green will go off, which is a spread. Make sure you heal and mitigate that as needed. And then water, you want to get back into the middle of the arena, line yourself up on a cardinal, and chill and mitigate this as needed. And after that, again, he will cast Hell Skewer. And again, you don't want to be in front of the boss. Now, the only thing I think of with Pod X is after they cast that these holes right here could possibly be active after they cast for a short period on Savage, but again, I don't think that's going to happen. After all that, he'll cast Blood Drink, which is a raid wide AoE, shield and mitigate as needed. Then he'll do Belome Coil, so he will drop 4 towers that need to be soaked. And let's go back to the settings here. Let these come out. cast on. As you see here, you have 2 DPS taking the healer. They all have X on them. So basically what you want to do, I think on Savage, this will have 8. Or you'll want to have 2 apiece. So you'll want to have, say, 2 DPS here, 2 DPS here, 2 take, 2 healer. And you don't want to be in your role because you will get a bold stack and take much more damage. But on normal, as you can see, you just soak it with 1 and be fun. Afterwards, you'll cast Hell Skewer, you'll get out of the way, so you won't take damage from that. After Hell Skewer, he'll do Decolonization. Again, you want to shield and mitigate that as needed. On Savage, that will most likely hit pretty hard, so mitigate that and addle it if you're a caster. Afterwards, he'll do Westerly Shift. The best way to tell how he's going to do this, if he throws his weapon, you want to be on the sides of this. If it's his cape, you want to be in front because it does a knockback. On normal, he does 3 of these in a row of succession, and it's random as to what he does. Don't be like the dancer and run into the wall. Afterwards, you want to bring him back to the middle, so everyone has a chance to get back to reset their positions. They can set up for the next one. Again, Westerly Shift. Does quite a bit of damage, so you want to mitigate that as needed. And then he'll do another one, which, luckily for us, it was back to the west. Maybe it was his weapon, so we just get behind that. After that, he'll do a raid-wide AoE again, shield and mitigate as possible. And that's pretty much all the mechanics on normal. On normal, the fight is quite easy. Belon Burst, which is the opposite of the towers. Again, you get 8 balls. You want to run 1 person to a orb. You don't want to hit your orb. If you take more than 1, you're most likely going to die because it gives you a debuff. And I believe our take here dies, because I think he takes 1 too many. You get Doom. If you get 2, you get Doom. And as you see, our take died. You have your Take Buster, which on Savage, I think they'll come off in quicker succession to where you have to soak the 3rd together, or if you're not Paladin, your Invuln should be up. He does Setting the Scene, where he puts all 4 out at the same time, and it's just like the 3s. You want to see which one he's doing first. He'll cast a raid-wide AoE before. You want to shield and heal that as needed. Then you want to see which one of these he's casting, and then react accordingly. So we have Spread, so you want to spread. Do not hit the holes. He's going to cast Hell Skewer. Then he casts Water. You want to stack up for that. Water into Fire, into Electric, I think it's the hardest because you have to stack for Fire. And I think the best way to resolve that is to kind of already pre-position yourself to where you're not close to the Electric. But he's going to cast below coils, get your towers, and then get the fuck out. Because as soon as this goes off, Electric will hit. And as you see, it wipes almost all the DPS out. That was just real quick. Then after that, he'll do his northerly, southerly, westerly, easterly shift. Make sure you're in the proper position for that. I got lucky. We're not LB'd. I was in a pretty good spot to where I wouldn't get hit. But he only does 1 after that. Then he'll do a raid-wide AoE. Again, shield and mitigate as possible. And then he'll do another raid-wide AoE after that. Again, shield and mitigate as needed. Then you have your orbs. Again, same thing. Don't take more than 1. Then he'll do a northerly shift. Afterwards, we'll just get in position to where you're going to be safe. that's pretty much the whole fight. I said that I think this fight will be multi-phase on Savage, and I think it's going to be like E4S, where it's, you know, constant some phase shifts and some other stuff going on with the arena. I think Ponex may alter the arena in some way or form. You just it's kind of hard to tell right now. I still think that P3 will be the harder fight. I think it will be the hardest fight this tier. Could be wrong. You never know. I definitely think on Savage this fight will be incredibly fun. And the fact I get to listen to the soundtrack to this fight the whole time while I'm progging is just icing on the cake, because it's probably the best boss music in the whole game, in my opinion. And as you see, he's going to do his second scene, Ponex. And you just have to take these one step at a time and do them in an orderly fashion to where you're not going to wipe the whole raid. And like, I see people try to rush through mechanics. Rushing through mechanics is a good way to wipe the raid. You just want to take everything slow and do it in a timely pace. You see the dance as a kid. You don't want to dash into the wall, because that's death. But I definitely feel like these will all cast randomly throughout the fight on Savage, and that'll make it extremely fun. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys on stream for Savage. Peace.